All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Symphogear, Season 2, Episode 7. Dr. Ver.
No!
You have stumbled into, well, the jaws of a small and feisty high school girl.
Yes, at the bottom of the slope to her high school.
Yep. You're on her home turf. You shouldn't have been here.
You done goofed.
You done goofed. It was
Verily.
a bad idea. And, now you're going to probably suffer the consequences. Because I get the feeling your noise aren't going to save you. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion.
okay.
Oh, wow. So we got a full-on, near just slaughter fest from Hibiki, as she not only went all out with her Symphogear, but she also protected Kirika and Shirabe, which is a huge deal, given that they were about to use their superb songs.
After being juiced up.
Yeah, not of their own accord, just because Dr. Ver was going to leverage the fact that he's like, well, you want me to work on...
Yeah.
You want to work
Do
on your
the
mom,
stuff,
right? Yeah.
Right, exactly. You need me, so, there you go. Save me.
Oh.
Okay. I gotta say, I really like the developments that happen this episode, because, a lot of the times, I feel like some of the developments in Symphogear, it's less about what the developments are and more about, how they're portrayed with, the bombastic nature of it, right? But the idea of oh no, Kirika is the one that's Fine. Oh shit. That's...
Maria was never...
Yeah, it wasn't Maria.
That's... Be that. If anything, Maria's whole thing with her memories might have something to do with the fact that her sister died in such a horrible way.
Oh, sure.
She's like...
It shook her up a ton.
It shook her up a lot. Yeah.
Right. And then, now, that's something to say about the mom, that, she's going to manipulate her daughter like that and stuff, but, at the same time, she's getting them to engage in petty acts of terrorism, so,
like she said, she's like, oh, maybe I didn't need to do all that.
Right.
Wasn't necessary.
Am I the baddie? But okay, that makes a lot of sense, because... And I love how that plays with the motivations of the characters that were established, while at the same time not having those motivations that were based, not completely undercutting them, but more shifting the focus, right? Because the motivation for the antagonists was, we need to protect our friend and keep them from being subsumed by Fine, right? By her soul reawakening and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Really compelling motivation, right? It's still gonna be that motivation, probably, but just for a different person.
But also the idea that if they lied and didn't actually say who it was with, and that's why these two were kept around, is that there's the potential that she could just awaken later.
Sure.
Eventually.
Yep.
But nothing had actually happened that would force that.
Right.
Is that her little comments of, what do I put these girls through, is her way of being like, I'm trying to force Fine to awaken so we can make this happen.
Right.
Or is this a thing of where they don't actually want Fine to necessarily awaken? These are just really strong, attuned, people that they can use.
Sure, and they're like, hey, we weren't able to get Fine to awaken. That sucks. That would have been really helpful, but we can still achieve our objective, right?
Yeah. And then there's the cool connection with double Gungnir, kind of thing there, because of what happened in the past.
Yep.
But the way in which Hibiki's gear has ran this course, she was not only absorbing their phonic gain, and turning it into power for causing the relic to grow, basically.
Right, yeah.
Take over her. Because, again, it's a fragment of a relic. It's not a full relic. So it's basically doing what relics do and consuming phonic gain in order to gain its own power.
Yep. And what I love is that they had this whole plan of how they would keep this from happening by keeping it a secret from Hibiki and being like, hey, you're just not helpful. So, we don't want you working with us, right? And she ended up doing, exactly the worst possible thing for that. Yep. It's not just that she fought. it's not just that she decided to use her superb song. She also took on their superb song. So it's like,
Right.
hey, yeah, communication is a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
Right?
And then she released it all in that attack.
Just into the air.
But into the air rather than
Right.
actually, you know.
At them because she didn't want to actually hurt them.
No.
Right, because
So
she doesn't
she's-
want to fight.
So she's basically proven to at least the two of them that she really does not want to hurt you.
Yep.
Like,
And
Shirabe has to be thinking about that.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to throw out an idea that this is one of those things where maybe Shirabe is going through a bit of an identity crisis and is realizing, shit, I might be on the wrong side of things here because she is a monster. Like, Hibiki's a monster in that regard. But that monster intentionally did not hurt me.
Right.
And in fact, might have protected or saved me.
Yeah, when we were doing
Why?
the ultimate move finisher that would have killed her, right?
And maybe even harmed us.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if it gets to a point where suddenly Shirabe and Kirika's motivation turns into Shirabe wanting to protect Kirika, it might end up being something where if she realizes, you know what, I can't actually trust the people that I'm working with completely.
Yep. So Hibiki, I'm going to need you to do
She
this.
might actually go to Hibiki for help, which would be a hell of a thing.
That would be really cool.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Hibiki is going to need to just spend forced time with Miku.
Right.
Yes.
Now,
Perfect.
their goals then don't necessarily need Fine because they're more just wanting to make sure that things are going in a specific way to where the moon doesn't crash into the earth and all that.
Yep.
But they've mentioned the frontier a couple times now.
Right. There are some big scheming maniacal objectives of some kind. You know?
Right. But the idea that this is something that could be not necessarily a wholly negative thing. If they're
that's
not
a total
actually affiliated
possibility.
with Fine.
Right. Although, there's the whole thing of, given that it really seems to be the mom's objective most of all.
Yeah.
And then she's kind of just roping them all into it, right? Because when,
Sure.
her and Vera are the only ones who really talk about what's going on. Now, to be fair, it might be something where they're like, okay, these kids could potentially run their mouths when they're fighting with these other people, so we don't want to, one, they wouldn't necessarily understand all the
wraps.
complications of it because we're more the strategists, but two, we might want to keep it under wraps for the sake of secrecy, right? Which would actually work pretty well. But then it's, what are they fighting for, right? They're just taking you at your word, and as more things start to crop up that shows maybe you don't actually have our best interests at heart, because Ver certainly doesn't, right? We've known he was a psycho and he made us uncomfortable with how he would kill random children and stuff, but he turned that psycho on us, right? We're already a team of only 5 people, right?
We can't afford to have one that's
going against the group, right?
Yeah.
So how are they gonna deal with that, right?
Especially with the potential of now a third party being brought in with Fine being someone that just protected the two of them. And now, this might be a thing of where Fine had awakened in all 3 of them, and this is just a thing of where Fine's essence or spirit, if you will, protects them with her own powers. But the fact that it used her body in order to do it,
well, yeah,
is
given
maybe a little bit more specific there. No, it's Kirika actually.
Well, yeah. So
But we'll see.
the mom said that Fine didn't awaken in any of them, right?
Correct.
So they were probably studying that pretty closely back when they had a full lab and facilities and things like that.
I would guess so.
The fact that Fine has demonstrated something here, right? Because that was Fine's ability. That doesn't necessarily mean that Fine will completely take over. It could be
Right.
something similar to what they thought it was with Maria, or what they told Maria it was, where it's
Right.
it could be something that's a bit more gradual. I would personally love that, because then we can get that conversation between Shirabe and Kirika where Shirabe's now like, wait, no, I can't lose you. What's going on? But she's actually watching it happen with her rather than the fear of it happening with Maria like it was before.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, to be fair, the mom did say, hold on, this is what I want to check.
Oh,
It says,
yeah?
You, Maria Cadensive, harbor not the slightest trace of Fine's soul. You are simply the kind girl I've always known. Fine's soul failed to reincarnate in any of the potential vessels. That is all. Now, Ver kind of opens his eyes at that remark of he knows that's not true.
Maybe the linked stuff was also trying to get them to synchronize better.
Oh wait, so that
way
one
they
of
could,
them could
like,
be potentially awakened to
Yeah.
being Fine as well.
Now, granted, the side effects that they were suffering there that were negative seemed to be more of just Shirabe being weak and stuff, and maybe because Kirika is a potential reincarnation of Fine. That's why it wasn't hitting her as hard.
Sure,
you know?
sure. I mean, they were under the effects of the drug wearing off, but
Right.
yeah, the idea that maybe Shirabe was getting a reaction to it that was different because she's not.
Right.
That definitely, I think,
and
could be the
Hibiki
case.
using her super, superb song fusion with their superb songs and everything to draw the energy away. That might have been the thing that caused Fine to start to awaken. Even if
Possibly.
the first measurable act of it is in defending Shirabe. But
yeah. We learned what the superb songs of Kirika and Shirabe are, even though they didn't end up getting to use the techniques. Like what techniques they use with it. The idea of I have an attack that has unlimited range that will hit you,
and it will keep hitting you.
And will keep hitting you in nonstop barrage, and you can block it, but then you won't be able to move. And then have an unblockable attack that will sever your soul.
A rocket-propelled scythe swing. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. All I'm excited for is the idea that these two are eventually going to be on our side, and they're going to be fighting against anything that comes their way.
Because these are just 3 new characters to add to the cast for season 3,
But and here's the question, Jacob.
Yeah?
Do you think now that Fine has awakened in one of them that Kirika's gonna die?
So it's possible, and I would say it's possible for a few reasons. One, because it's Fine, right? 2, because she's the Genki girl. Right? If I were to think about the way to really break Shirabe, it wouldn't be to just have Fine take over Kirika, but it would also be to have Kirika die. Because Shirabe is kind of hopeless without her right now. Right? Like she, even though she doesn't maybe acknowledge it too much, she depends on Kirika
a lot.
A ton.
Yeah.
So if she were to disappear somehow, whatever the circumstances are, that would be a huge gut punch.
It would be.
Now, I love the idea of it being something where she ends up getting saved, and that way Hibiki can get kind of the 2.0 of what she wanted to do back in season 1.
Sure.
And save Sakurai. But that might not happen. So, yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Well then, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.